Today's discussion is on the lesson Lifelines of National Economy. We have discussed a lot of portions from this economic geography lesson, just like lots of resources and its development and the strategies need to follow while resources are utilizing for nation's economy. And also we studied about different patterns of agriculture, and also we know different industries based on different minerals. Here we have the chapter that is also known as Lifelines of Nation's Economy. This chapter gives more details about the role that our different lifelines, just like the transportation means of many kinds and the tourism or trade etc., play a great role in the nation's economical development. We know that all the products that we are preparing either through primary or secondary or tertiary sectors will not move from one place to another on its own. These are to be distributed and to be provided wherever it is required. That is possible through the means of transportation mainly. We have three major means of transportation, that is land transportation or road transportation, then water or air. Three major transportation methods are there, and an extreme latest updation in the transportation facility, just like pipelines also plays a great role to transport, especially the slurry or some other such materials from one place to another. Since the finished goods and products are moving from place to place wherever it is required, it also increases a nation's income into its maximum using different means of transportation. Let us discuss that means of transportation one by one. While we are talking about the land transportation, it may be of three types, that is roadways, railways or pipelines are come in the category of land transportation. While talking about the roadways in India, the road network in India has a greatest position in the world level itself. One of the important feature of roadway compared to railway is that the construction cost is less compared to railway, and this road also can be constructed in any kind of landforms. And the third one is that even it can be traversed the extreme undulating topography, just like the mountainous areas or slope. The fourth point is that the road transportation is very comfortable for transporting few people or few goods from place to place, and it also provides one of the important service in the name of door to door service. That means it can be passed from one place to another, that is to any nook and corners of transportation is possible. And the sixth important feature of this road transportation is that it is considering as a feeder service to other important modes of transportation, just like a link between the airports or railways or another important transportation facilities. The roadways in India are classified into major six categories, just like golden quadrilateral superhighways, which is connecting the major important cities of our nation and also connecting the four major directions. These golden quadrilateral highways are connecting the important places like Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai and Mumbai, and again it is connecting to Delhi. So the important areas will be connected, and as a part of this golden quadrilateral superhighway, two more important road services or roadways are there in the name of North South Corridor and East West Corridor. North-South corridor connecting two important stations in the northern area, that is Srinagar in Jammu and Kashmir and Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu. And the East-West corridor connecting two important places in Gujarat, that is Porbandar in Gujarat and Silchar in Assam. Then the most important objective of this roadways, that is golden quadrilateral superhighway, is to reduce the time and distance between the major important or the metropolitan cities. And the implementation and the maintenance of this roadway is under National Highway Authority of India, NHAI. The second classification of roads are known as national highways. These are run and operated by Central Public Work Department CPW. And the most important object of the national highway is to connect the important extreme parts of our country. There are lots of NH services are there. NH1 connecting areas like Delhi and Amritsar is constructed in early period during the period of Sher Shah Suri, and this is normally known as Sher Shah Suri Marg, which was constructed during the period of Mughal dynasty. And the longest national highway was once known as NH7, but presently its name is changed as NH44. It is connecting the important places like Kanyakumari to Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. The third classification of roadway is state highways, which is connecting a state capital with the different district headquarters of a state. And this is constructed and maintained by State Public Work Department PWD of every state. District roads are the other important major roads which is connecting the district headquarters with other important places in a district, and these are maintained by Zilla Parishad. Other roads or village roads are the another important type of roads which is constructed mainly for the development of rural areas, and these also are constructed under Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana. These roads will connect the villages with the major towns in the nearby locality. The sixth important classification of road is known as border roads. Border roads are constructed under the instructions of Border Road Organization in 1960. These roads are playing a great important role to connect the areas that is in the extreme border level areas of our country with another neighbor, and these also are having very much improved accessibility in any kind of landforms. These roads having very much improved accessibility in areas of difficult terrain in the corners or in the borders of our country, which helps a nation's economy into its maximum and also plays a great role in the protection of our country. Roads again can be classified in the base of the type of materials used, just like metalled roads or unmetalled roads. Unmetalled roads are mainly found in the extreme village areas of our nation, and metalled roads are there in every of our important places. And presently, even the unmetalled roads also are started to disappear due to the development that happened in our nation's economy. Road density is a term that we need to study from this chapter. That means the length of road per 100 square kilometers of an area is known as density of road. It may vary from one place to another as our landforms in India is entirely different. More roads density will be there in the areas of plain or plateau areas, and the least dense road service is found in the areas of Jammu and Kashmir or Arunachal Pradesh, etc., and the most thickly or densely road services are found in the areas of our Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, etc., because of the land or the topography of these particular areas are very comfortable for the construction of roadways. Railways in India are one of the most important transportation facility for large number of passengers, and also it helps for carrying huge amount of goods and services from one place to another. And the another important possibilities or the important feature of our railway is that it can be used as a important function for sightseeing, pilgrimage, and also for business purpose, or also can be used for transporting longer distances with a little bit cheap rate. Along with the transportation facility, railway is considering as one of the important integrating agent of our Indian mainland, because through each and every of our India, the railway system is passing mainly. The railway system is introduced into India by the Britishers, and the first train that passed in India was in 1853 from Mumbai to Thane. Both these places are in Maharashtra. and this Indian Railway is considering as the largest public sector undertaking also. The railway network system in India also is distributed unevenly, mainly because of our physiographic structure, economic and administrative factors. Railway network system is very high in the northern plains as it is very much level, and also the usefulness for people as the northern plain is very highly populated. But at the same time, the mountainous areas or the marshy lands of Gujarat and also the sandy areas of Rajasthan etc. is not comfortable for the construction of railways. And due to the development that happened in science and technology, presently almost every kind of landforms are utilizing for the construction of railway, just like in the areas between gaps or constructing tunnels etc. So that reduces the gap between the areas and also gives a proper transportation facility for people with a little bit lesser amount. The railway in India, along with its usages for crores of people, also faces some problems from the side of people and from others also, just like that. Many passengers are traveling without taking tickets, and theft and damaging of railway property is so commonly found. And the people also stopping the train by pulling chain unnecessary without having no reason, etc. makes many different damages to Indian railway. So even though it is one of the most important dependable transportation facility for our huge population, it is because of the or carelessness of people itself, Indian railway is suffering a lot of damages. Pipeline transportation facility is one of the latest addition into transformation. It is not using for people from one place to another, but these are using mainly to transport the different raw materials, especially for industrial purposes, just like the crude oil, petroleum, natural gas, then solid materials turned into slurry etc. can be transported from one place to another without having no any kind of danger through the pipelines. As the pipelines are constructing underground, it does not create any kind of damages or dangers while it is transporting crude oil or petroleum or natural gas etc. It is very safe and also so fast to transport these type of particular materials not only within a nation. It can be transported from one country to another through the underground pipeline facilities. There are three major important pipeline network transportation facilities working in India. The first one is from oil field in Upper Assam to Kanpur through the important places just like Guwahati, Barauni and Allahabad. It also has its branches to places just like Haldia and also to Rajband, to Maurigam and Guwahati. The second facility of pipeline transportation is from Salaya in Gujarat to Jalandhar in Punjab. It is one of the most important commonly using pipeline facility, which also gives lot of chances for transporting the oil from one place to another. The third important one is from a gas pipeline starts from Hazira in Gujarat, connecting Jagadishpur in Uttar Pradesh through Vijaypur in Madhya Pradesh. So Hazira, Vijaypur, Jagadishpur. HVJ pipeline is the common name using for the same. This pipeline also has its branches to Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh too. So through this pipeline facility also, without having no possibilities of damages and danger to life and property, lot of different type of raw materials, especially for national development through the industrial sector, can be possible to transport. So dear students, we have discussed about the most important transportation facility, especially land transportation facility today. We can stop our discussion now and we need to continue the remaining points in the coming days. So thank you. Have a nice day.